Hello, and welcome to the TV Rundown, the news show that entirely ignores real news and world events in favour of less intimidating entertainment fluff. This week, in TV, Starz announced they plan on producing an Evil Dead TV series. Before you all rush to your keyboard to spam Starz with hate for daring to do such a thing, all 10 30-minute episodes will be written and directed by Sam Raimi, with Bruce Campbell reprising his role as Ash, the chainsaw-handed monster hunter. I don't care if you're familiar with the Evil Dead or not, I cannot see any scenario in which a person could hear the words chainsaw-handed monster hunter and not want to watch this show. As long as they mention that in the TV guide, we can expect this show to last for no less than 100 years. This just in, TV news YouTuber references the TV guide as if that's still a thing people use. This week, Fox ordered 6 more episodes of Kaling-based comedy The Mindy Project, bringing the total number of episodes for this 3rd season to 21. The show's overnight ratings have arguably been on the wrong side of cancelable this year, but it does do surprisingly well when the time-shifted numbers are included. So this 6-episode order is either a sign that Fox are finally starting to take their DVR and online numbers more seriously, or it's a pretty clear statement on how Fox feel their other content is performing this year. Spoiler alert, it's not the first one. This week, CBS were forced to cancel underperforming Will Arnett-led comedy The Millers. When asked for an analysis of this cancellation, experts were quoted as saying, "Are you absolutely sure that wasn't cancelled last year?" This week, Showtime renewed the Mandy Patinkin Hour for a 5th season. Expect this 5th series to contain just enough Mandy Patinkin to stop you from switching over to something more interesting. And now, over to Dan in the Sincerity Corner. Thanks, Dan. The Walking Dead has been surprisingly good this year. Back to you, Dan. Thanks, Dan. In other news, HBO are reportedly working with Interstellar scribe and person of interest creator Jonathan Nolan to try and turn Isaac Asimov's brilliant Foundation novels into a TV series. The quintessential science fiction epic has often been described as unfilmable, and many can't help but wonder how HBO aimed to tackle such a text. Normally I'd be all over an adaptation like this, but with HBO's track record of staying faithful to the source material while throwing as much money and talent at the production itself, combined with Jonathan Nolan's track record in both film and television, I honestly think this project has a lot of potential. I know. It's way less funny when I like it. In a move that can only be described as what should have happened in the first place, Fox finally swapped Bob's Burgers time slots with Mulaney's this week, once again pairing the animated comedy with Family Guy and shunting the failing live-action sitcom out of the Sunday night primetime where it can die with some peace and dignity. To me, mixing animated comedies with live-action ones on the schedule is akin to a cereal manufacturer deciding that because sometimes people like eating toast for breakfast, they're going to develop a cereal that has bits of toast in it. I don't want to pick milky bits of toast out of my cereal any more than I want to pick live-action comedy out of my animated comedy. And if I want toast, I'll just go buy bread and make toast, aka switch over to a competent channel that schedules similar shows together. To me, it demonstrates Fox fundamentally doesn't understand its content or its intended audience, and while some would suggest that moving things back now proves that Fox have learned their lesson, I'm not so sure. It is true that they've partially corrected this issue and separated the 2 shows with wildly different comedic tones, but the show they've moved here is Mulaney, a show we established last week has essentially been cancelled. To me, moving this show is more of a statement on Mulaney's individual performance than it is on Fox learning that this bizarre scheduling decision was some kind of error. And if you want further evidence that Fox haven't learnt this lesson, notice that Brooklyn Nine-Nine is now left as the only live-action series perplexingly sandwiched between 2 animated shows on Sunday evenings. Marketing! So if you're listening, Fox, and let's be honest here, you almost certainly are, please do something smart and put Brooklyn Nine-Nine back on Tuesdays where it belongs. It's not a perfect match, but it does fit much better with New Girl and the Mindy Project than it ever will with The Simpsons and Family Guy. Plus, we know you're going to cancel Red Band Society any day now, so, you've got the space to shuffle things around. MasterChef Junior, come on, what's that doing there? Slip Brooklyn Nine-Nine right in the in the gaping hole in your schedule. And finally, I'd like to present this week's viewer feedback, which comes from a Reddit user who simply wrote, "British people aren't funny." Thank you, viewer, for such an eloquent review. I'll be sure to let John Cleese, Peter Sellers, Chris Morris, Armando Iannucci, Stuart Lee, Dawn French, Charlie Brooker, Richard Iwardi, Eric Idle, Bill Bailey, Daniel Kitson, Simon Amstel, James Corden, Steve Coogan, Douglas Adams, Catherine Tate, David Mitchell, Rob Brydon, Jennifer Saunders, Billy Connolly, Ronnie Barker and Eddie Izzard know that they're not funny, so they won't waste any more of your time. That is everything for this week's TV Rundown. Thank you for watching, feel free to subscribe, and of course, do remember to come back next week, where hopefully I won't have yet another reason to rant about Fox. Although I wouldn't hold my breath.